Hey everybody, and welcome to Stock Abilities. Today I'm going to be covering the new Google Chromecast, just announced very recently, and essentially what I feel as, a competitor to Roku and other streaming services just like that. So make sure to watch through the whole video. Comment below your own input on this. Like and subscribe to the channel, and we're going to get started here. Essentially, the new Chromecast here from Google TV boasts 6,500 plus apps, Android TV, new Google TV interface, Google centric skin that prettifies the Android TV, and a whole lot of other stuff, and potentially planned a Stadia upgrade kind of thing to allow the utilization of the Stadia game services. Just a little bit more of an extensive breakdown, essentially, from The Verge. It's a little bit more expansive, represents more of a full blown version of as comparative to the previous Chromecast versions, which were a little bit iffy. This one promises a little bit more closer resemblance to Roku, Amazon Fire TV, so on and so forth. You get all these apps all in one place through the Chromecast device, and you simply just plug it into the back of your TV. You're all set to go. Some of the different, screenshots here. Google TV home screen, pretty simple to utilize and see all your content right up front. Your different services you can kind of check on and off. Pretty straightforward to utilize. Nothing all that complicated here, as you can see. Simple toggling of the on and off, toggling Prime Video, CBS, Disney Plus, HBO, Hulu, Netflix, all of your, subscriptions all in one place. Pretty straightforward, nothing all that complicated. It's a little bit more easy use. Roku isn't exactly that complicated, but it is a big company and it does have a lot of connections. Will this affect Roku in the long term? Yes and no. Roku still has a lot of partnerships and things like that. I'm going to get into that though. Just kind of breaking down all the different, aspects of this Chromecast. Pretty straightforward to utilize. Just plug and play. You're all set to go. Roku isn't that much different than that. But essentially it's more of a proper system, whereas before it was more of kind of a crude variation of that. So essentially they just updated the look and feel of the Chromecast, making it a lot easier to utilize all the different platforms all in one place. Roku does this well, but does Roku deserve the valuation it currently has? Not really. Roku is, unique in its own aspects. It does offer pretty much what the Google Chromecast is going to be offering. The thing is that Roku only really does media streaming. It has a lot of different variations, different devices that have their own little benefits here. But what makes it unique over Google, what makes it unique over any other, streaming casting services? Essentially, not a whole lot. They offer a lot of variations, different products for media. You know, as a company as itself, it's not a bad company, but as a company on the stock market, it's pretty one directional. They boasted recently, though, that they got a lot of partnerships. They've got with Polaroid, FEO, InFocus, so on and so forth, Magnavox, Philips, Polaroid, RCA, Sanyo, TCL, and Westinghouse. So they have a lot of the specific TV markets cornered. But is that going to be forever? How long are those contracts going to last? How much will that benefit for them on the years to come? That's yet to be seen. What future guidance potential does Roku have in the future? There's still a lot of promise for it in the next year or two, but I feel eventually the valuation, at least on a share price, is going to decline a lot since the announcement here. It took a little bit of a drop from its 190 point and down all the way to 187 here in just a short, quick succession. But that could have been more of like a global news drop than in regards to Google announcing their newer version of the Chromecast. Google, if you take a look, a very similar big kind of drop there on the day, but still up on the day. Kind of hard to say. But in general, Google has promise. for taking market share. I mean, it's a massive company, but Roku is not going to go out of business because of it. There's still going to be a viable company to trade with shares, but at what it's currently priced at least to me, is kind of a ridiculous valuation. $187 a share, billions of dollars of valuation. They do make revenue. They are sort of, in a way, a long term potentially growth company, but they were trading at just $26 a share in 2017, and they really haven't expanded as much as the share price is reflecting. It took a relatively big run from March into, September here, or end of September and October. What I feel is they might push a little bit higher, but ultimately I feel they have to cool down to the 130 to 150 range. Just from a simple technical standpoint, they're already overheating a little bit as it is. They already took a little bit of a dip a while back after some of their other news came out, and they're really struggling to push too much higher. They had a bit of a run in March, but March was more of a rebound with all that money printing from Powell and everything that kind of launched it back up to a new high. Where it might go from here, it could push a little bit higher, but long-term practicality, at least from a stock market perspective, I would look at considering puts, shorting the company below to the 150-ish range. I could even see this going below 100 at some point. They have a lot of partners, as mentioned before. They could drag this out for, years potentially before they see a real cool off on that stock price. Essentially, I mean, they do have a lot of partners, but what that actually means isn't a whole lot. Google has a lot of connections too. Google can easily take a significant market share portion out of Roku for now and into the future. Google's kind of looking a lot better. I've used Chromecast in the past, and it really was not that great of a service initially. As every new generation of them comes out, it seems to get better and better, more quality, more of an actual established service. Sort of like with Amazon's Prime Video, it's kind of iffy in regards to, it just wanted market share, so they made a streaming service. But with Google's Chromecast, it's looking pretty good. It's looking a lot better than it was in the past. So that is just something to consider. Make sure to leave your comments below what you personally feel in regards to, the potential of Google's Chromecast, whether you're going to switch to it, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want more videos just like this. Cover, kind of stock market breaking news, cover tutorials and Thinkorswim, and a lot of other fun videos all in one place. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys all later on. Thanks. Have a nice day.